Did you know that certain frozen foods can speed up muscle loss faster than aging alone? At our age, keeping our muscles strong isn't just about appearance. It is about staying steady on our feet, lifting what we need without help, and moving through life without fear of falling. Yet, hidden in so many freezers across the country are foods that work against all of that. They don't look dangerous. In fact, they seem convenient and even harmless. But doctors have been warning for years that certain frozen foods can speed up muscle loss in ways that catch you off guard. This isn't about never touching your freezer again. It is about knowing what is really inside and how it affects your body. Today we are going to talk about 5 frozen foods every senior should think twice about. And I will tell you now, the last one will shock you the most, because it is something most people believe is perfectly safe. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Frozen breaded chicken patties. Frozen breaded chicken patties might seem like an easy way to get some protein, but they are far from a muscle-friendly choice for seniors. While chicken itself can be a great source of lean protein, the version you find in the freezer aisle is often a completely different story. The meat is usually processed, mixed with fillers, and coated in a thick breading that adds more carbohydrates and unhealthy fats than actual nutrition. On top of that, the frying process before the patties are even frozen strips away much of the natural protein quality your body needs to maintain strong muscles. For older adults who already face a natural decline in muscle mass, this combination can quickly tip the scales towards sarcopenia. Another problem is the sodium content. Those patties are often packed with salt to extend shelf life and enhance flavor. Too much sodium can cause water retention, increase blood pressure, and make you feel bloated. But it also affects muscle health in a more indirect way. When your body holds on to excess water, it can disrupt the balance of minerals like potassium and magnesium, both critical for muscle contraction and repair. Over time, even if you think you're getting enough protein, your muscles may not be able to use it effectively because the rest of the nutrient balance is off. The convenience factor is what makes these patties so tempting. You can heat them in minutes and pair them with a quick side, but convenience often hides the real cost. Eating these regularly means filling your body with calories that don't work in your favor, leaving less room for the nutrient-rich foods your muscles truly need. And unlike a home-cooked piece of grilled chicken, these patties are usually bulked up with starches, preservatives, and oils that do nothing to help muscle fibers stay strong and healthy. I remember talking to Harold, a 72-year-old neighbor, who loved keeping a box of breaded chicken patties in his freezer. He thought he was doing well because he was eating chicken instead of red meat. But after a checkup, his doctor pointed out his protein intake wasn't nearly as high quality as he thought, and his leg strength had dropped noticeably over the past year. Once Harold switched to preparing plain chicken breasts at home, seasoning them himself, and freezing them without breading, he noticed a real difference in his energy and stability. If you are serious about avoiding muscle loss, the fix here is simple. Skip the breaded, processed versions and go for whole cuts of poultry. Cook them yourself, portion them out, and freeze them in airtight bags. You will still get the convenience, but this time it will come with the kind of clean protein your muscles will thank you for. Number 2. Frozen pasta. Frozen pasta meals might look like a comforting and satisfying option, especially on days when you don't feel like cooking from scratch. They often come in inviting varieties: creamy Alfredo, cheesy lasagna, or rich meat sauces that seem to promise a restaurant-quality dinner in minutes. But behind the appealing photos on the box, these meals often carry a combination of nutritional pitfalls that can slowly chip away at your muscle strength. First, the pasta itself is almost always made from refined white flour, which offers little in terms of fiber or sustained energy. This means you get a quick spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash that leaves you sluggish and less likely to stay active. When your body isn't getting steady energy, your muscles can't perform or recover as well, making it harder to maintain their size and strength over time. Then there's the sauce, whether it's cream-based or tomato-based. Most frozen pasta sauces are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and added sugars. High sodium intake can lead to fluid imbalances and increased blood pressure, while added sugar encourages inflammation, both of which work against muscle health. And while these meals often include meat or cheese, the protein content is typically far less than what your muscles actually need, especially at an older age, when protein requirements are higher to combat sarcopenia. I remember talking with Joan, a 76-year-old friend, who told me she loved her frozen lasagna nights. It was her treat after a long day, but she also admitted she had been feeling weaker when climbing stairs. When we looked at the nutrition label together, we found the meal had barely 12 grams of protein and nearly 1,200 milligrams of sodium. Once she started swapping those frozen pasta meals for whole grain pasta with fresh vegetables and a protein source like chicken or beans, her energy improved noticeably and she felt more stable on her feet. If you really enjoy pasta, there's nothing wrong with it in moderation, but make it work for your muscles. Choose whole grain pasta, use fresh or minimally processed ingredients for the sauce, and make sure you're getting enough protein in each serving. Your muscles thrive on a combination of clean fuel and adequate building blocks. Unfortunately, most frozen pasta meals simply don't deliver that balance. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, frozen pizza. Frozen pizza is one of those comfort foods many people keep on hand for an easy meal, but for seniors trying to protect their muscle mass, it can be a quiet saboteur. On the surface, it feels like you're getting some protein from the cheese and meat toppings. But when you look closely, most of that protein is overshadowed by refined carbohydrates, sodium, and unhealthy fats. The crust, often made from refined white flour, offers little nutritional value and quickly turns into sugar in the body. This can spike blood sugar levels, trigger insulin surges, and over time contribute to muscle breakdown rather than repair. The cheese on most frozen pizzas is not the same as fresh, high-quality cheese. It is often heavily processed and blended with fillers that dilute the protein content. The pepperoni or sausage toppings are usually high in saturated fats and preservatives, which can create inflammation in the body. Inflammation, especially when chronic, can interfere with how your muscles use amino acids, slowing recovery and encouraging further loss of strength. When you pair all of this with the excessive salt these pizzas contain, you get a meal that fills you up but robs your muscles of the fuel they truly need. Another hidden danger is portion size. A serving on the box might be just 1 or 2 small slices, but most people, especially if they are hungry, end up eating far more. That means more refined carbs, more salt, and more empty calories. Over time, relying on meals like this can cause you to gain unhealthy fat, while your lean muscle mass quietly shrinks. This is the perfect setup for sarcopenia, where even everyday tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries become more challenging. I once knew a man named George, 78, who lived alone and liked to keep frozen pizzas in his freezer because they were easy. Over the years, he started noticing his legs feeling weaker, but he brushed it off as just getting old. His doctor eventually explained that his diet, especially those frozen pizzas, was contributing to muscle loss by crowding out the nutrient-dense foods his body needed. When George replaced his frozen pizza habit with homemade versions using whole grain crust, fresh vegetables, lean meats, and real cheese, he slowly regained strength and energy. If you truly enjoy pizza, you do not have to give it up entirely. The key is to make it yourself or choose healthier versions with a whole grain crust, real cheese, and lean toppings. That way, you can still enjoy the taste without sacrificing your muscle health in the process. Number 4. Frozen breaded fish fillets. Frozen breaded fish fillets might seem like a harmless way to get more seafood into your diet, but for seniors, they can quietly chip away at muscle health. While fish itself can be an excellent source of protein and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which help protect muscle mass and reduce inflammation, the way these fillets are processed often turns them into more of a problem than a solution. The fish used in these products is often a lower quality variety, minced and reformed into fillet shapes. This process can reduce the natural protein integrity, making it less effective in supporting your muscles. Then a thick layer of breading is added, which is usually made from refined white flour and sometimes mixed with added sugars to enhance browning during cooking. That breading not only adds empty calories, but also significantly increases the carbohydrate load of the meal, which can lead to the same blood sugar spikes and crashes that sap your energy and make you less active over time. What makes things worse is that many frozen breaded fish fillets are pre-fried before freezing, which means they are already soaked in oils, often the cheap, heavily processed kinds that promote inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation makes it harder for your muscles to recover and grow, even if you are eating enough protein. And the sodium content in these products can be startlingly high, sometimes rivaling that of processed deli meats. High sodium contributes to fluid retention, increases blood pressure, and can leave you feeling heavy and sluggish, reducing your drive to move and exercise. I remember speaking with Margaret, a 72-year-old widow, who told me she loved the convenience of heating up 2 breaded fish fillets for dinner a few nights a week. She believed she was making a heart-healthy choice because it was fish, but she also noticed her legs felt weaker and she tired more quickly on her evening walks. After learning about the hidden issues in these frozen products, she switched to baking fresh or frozen unbreaded fillets, seasoned with herbs and lemon. Within months, her energy returned and she regained the confidence to join her local walking group again. If you want the benefits of fish without the drawbacks, opt for unbreaded, wild-caught varieties. You can season and bake them yourself, ensuring you keep the good proteins and healthy fats intact without drowning them in refined carbs, unhealthy oils, and excess sodium. Over time, those small mindful changes can make a big difference in protecting the muscles that keep you strong and independent. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Frozen pancakes and waffles. Frozen pancakes and waffles might seem like a harmless breakfast shortcut, especially when mornings feel slow and you'd rather avoid the hassle of mixing batter and washing dishes. They pop right out of the toaster smelling sweet and comforting, but the truth is they're one of the sneakiest enemies of muscle health for older adults. At first glance they appear to fill you up, but what they really deliver is a wave of refined carbs and added sugars with almost no meaningful protein. That's a dangerous combination when you're trying to protect your muscles from age-related decline. Most store-bought frozen pancakes and waffles are made from refined white flour, stripped of the fiber and nutrients that help maintain steady energy. Instead of fueling your body for activity, they cause blood sugar spikes that leave you tired and less likely to move. And the topping choices, syrup, whipped cream, or fruit-flavored spreads, only add more sugar, which encourages inflammation and speeds up muscle breakdown. Even the whole grain versions often contain just enough whole grain to market the product, but still rely heavily on refined flours. What's worse is the protein problem. To maintain and build muscle after 60, your body needs more high-quality protein than it did when you were younger. Yet, most frozen pancakes and waffles have barely 3 to 5 g of protein per serving, far below what's needed to start your day strong. Without adequate protein in the morning, your muscles go longer without the building blocks they need, making sarcopenia more likely over time. I once knew a gentleman named Harold, 81, who prided himself on making breakfast quick and easy. Every morning, he'd toast a couple of frozen waffles, drizzle them with syrup and call it good. But over the years, his legs weakened and getting up from a chair became harder. When we swapped his frozen waffles for a protein-rich breakfast, like eggs with whole grain toast or Greek yogurt with berries, he noticed a difference within weeks. His energy returned and he could walk farther without stopping to rest. If you truly enjoy pancakes or waffles, you don't have to give them up entirely. You can make a batch from scratch using oat flour, whole wheat flour, or almond flour, adding eggs or protein powder for an extra boost. Freeze them yourself, and you'll have a convenient option without the muscle-draining drawbacks of most store-bought versions. It's about taking control of what goes into your food so you can protect your strength for the years ahead. And there you have it, the last frozen food on our list that could be quietly robbing you of muscle. Stick around for the final thoughts, because I'll be tying together everything we've covered today into a simple plan you can start using right away. Final thoughts. Growing older means becoming more mindful of the choices we make every day. Avoiding the wrong frozen foods isn't about giving up all convenience. It's about choosing the kind of convenience that supports your health rather than chips away at it. Your strength, mobility, and independence are worth far more than a few minutes saved in the kitchen. When you treat your body with care, it will reward you with more good days, more freedom, and more moments you can truly enjoy. Life after 60 can still be full of vitality, but only if we keep fueling ourselves with foods that help us, not harm us. The best gift you can give yourself is the power to keep doing the things you love without limits. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.